So yeah, what are we talking about? No, I was just kidding.
I got.
What are we doing here?
What are we talking about
We're
now?
talking about
Yeah, that's
the
it.
political race. Not the one in America, the one in the hood. Jay-Z versus Nas for president of the United Hood of States.
Oh,
Hey, what's up, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Empower 610, where we
Power and minds, one episode at a time.
let's get it nice. Today, we got a couple of guests here that are very close friends of the pod, as always.
We love friends of the pod, and I'm saying they're gems in the community,
Mm-hmm.
gems in the streets,
Oh yeah,
gems on the club scene.
yes,
Known
sir.
To make moves with their hands, to make people move with their feet. You heard me?
Exactly. One of the elements of hip hop for sure.
Gang.
And not only that, but last summer when we were on tour, they were part of it.
Yeah, the Hip Hop 101 and Power 610 tour that kicked off at West Park. We then decided to get out into the streets with the Playground program sponsored by the city of Allentown. Shout out to them for that. And what we decided to do was bring things out to the community, right into the parks, to have an MC and also have a DJ. And then at one park, we also had a producer showing people how to make beats. So, one thing that's big with us, we're all about empowering, the community, empowering the creatives, and of course, empowering the culture. So these two brothers here helped us do a little bit of all of that live and in front of the people.
Yes, sir. So let's give it up for DJ Mike Nyce and DJ Romeo. Let's go. Energy in the room.
Let's show. And what's dope about this is like what I was saying to you earlier in pre-production, that me and my man Mike Nyce, we go way back.
Mm-hmm.
DJ'd a lot of parties for me. We worked together. We've collabed, talked music heavy. And then, we go back. So it's like our generation. And then y'all two are homies.
Yes, sir.
Y'all
Yes,
generation.
sir.
So it's an interesting transition of, dialogue that's going to go on here.
For sure. So we're going to start out with Mike Nyce. If you want to give yourself a quick intro for the people that are first hearing about you. And then DJ Romeo, you could do the same.
Yep. So I'm DJ Mike Nyce, DJ MikeNYCE. I DJ hip hop, reggae, R&B. Also a lot of Latin music, salsa, merengue, bachata. So I mix it up for everybody.
He put on a whole DJ show at Franklin Park too. That video clip is crazy.
Oh yeah.
I
Turntable.
gotta learn that.
I saw that. Looking good, man.
Yeah, we love to see it. That's that entertainment vibes.
DJ Romeo, tell them what's up.
Yes, sir. It's the one and only DJ Romeo G. I go by Romeo G, the one and only. I was born in Liberia, West Africa. Came to this country in 2004. I do all kinds of events, weddings, birthdays, everything. Mostly specialized in weddings, but just been doing my thing in the valley, trying to make a mark.
That's dope. So this year it'll be 20 years you're out here.
Yeah.
Nice,
So
nice.
I'm just curious,
Mhm.
your origin story. Like, what brought you to this area?
So I was born in Liberia, then a war started. So my family moved from Liberia to Ivory Coast, which is like a neighboring country.
Yeah.
And then from Ivory Coast to Ghana, from Ghana back to Ivory Coast, and then to the U.S. And
Wow.
just because of war for stability, stuff
Yeah.
like that. Yeah.
Now, did your family know anybody here in the Lehigh Valley?
Nah.
Wow.
So the U.S. was doing like a resettlement thing,
Yeah.
and they just say, all right, these people are refugees in another country. We're gonna bring them here. We're gonna support them, and that's it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's dope. I was curious too, because I got a couple of homies out here that are from Liberia, so I was curious.
Okay.
Like if you were related to my, I'd be like, oh snap, that's crazy.
Yeah.
But that's dope. That
But we do know each other. Like all
Yeah.
Africans, all Liberians, we
Yeah.
somehow know each other.
Yeah, that's
Wow.
dope. That's dope.
Yeah.
That's fire.
Got a crew already here, and that's what's up.
Yeah.
Yo, Mike Nyce, man, tell them where you really from.
From the Bronx, Boogie Down.
Yeah, I heard.
Home of hip hop. Yep.
Like get busy on those turntables. He's not playing games.
Yeah, I love doing turntablism, rocking the ones and twos, scratching, doing the tricks and stuff like that. What they call DMC style DJing. So yeah, I'll do some of that too.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
So what first got you into DJing in the first place? Because, Bronx, home of hip hop, a lot of influence there. Out of all the elements of hip hop, why DJing?
DJing was around. I've seen it, in the block parties, growing up. Of course, the music in the Bronx is all around. You hear all types of music, different cultures. So it just, kind of stuck. You know what I mean? So yeah. And another thing about DJing is just, controlling the crowd, controlling the people, which is dope too. So making people happy pretty much. Yeah.
That's dope. That's dope. And then how about you, DJ Romeo? What first got you on your first turntables?
For me, I've always loved music, but my first experience when I really thought like I wanted to DJ, I went to homecoming, and I don't know if you know DJ Adriano. He was
Yeah.
he was DJing my homecoming, and like he was killing it, man. Like he was just vibing, and people were having a good time, and I seen that. I was like, wow, I kind of want a piece of that. I want to do that. And that year, I asked for a mixer. I got it. Went on YouTube, just started watching YouTube and trying to figure out and mastering the craft and stuff like that.
Mm.
And yeah, I would say that was my first inspiration to just chase this.
So I'm curious, as far as both of you, both being renowned DJs out here, has either one of you ever tried your hand at like music production or like rapping or poetry, any of that? I'm curious.
So I've done a couple Jersey Club tracks, some remixes really.
That's
So
Hey,
yeah.
I haven't gotten into that yet. Like my girl keeps saying, it would be so cool if you can like remix some of these music that you play, some of these songs that you play.
Hmm.
But I never really got around to it. But one day,
boys.
one day.
That's a 2024 challenge, and I want to hear you do that by the end of the year.
Okay,
You
bet.
got
bet.
mad time, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we're gonna check in too. I need to
Okay.
hear that.
I got you.
We're gonna hold you accountable.
I got you.
One of the dope things that I think he said was the fact that like he got inspired from another DJ as
Yep.
well, and then with Mike Nyce, just with like the whole community being surrounded by hip hop.
Yep.
It's just what we always talk about empowering the creatives, and then just with you guys doing this interview right now, you might be empowering someone else that never decided to like look at turntables and might just give it a shot.
Mhm.
So I think it's really interesting as a creative how it goes full circle. Because first you start out as maybe a hobbyist or maybe just curious about it, and then eventually like you put the dedication, you put in the effort, you put in the money, and start buying all the equipment, and then all of a sudden you master it, and now you become the mentor or that inspiration for the next generation, which is super dope.
Yeah, and that's why I was talking to y'all a little bit about equipment because I grew up in the party house for a little bit, so I have relatives that are DJs. People was throwing house parties in my basement. I talked to it on this podcast a little bit. I used to sneak to the basement when I wasn't supposed to. My basement was like the club. Like my mom allowed some of my relatives to, like charge money for people to come into the basement.
Mm.
We had a graffiti door the whole night. Everyone who came in used to tag the door and stuff. So it was
Wow.
real hip hop in my crib, which is why I'm so into it.
Mhm.
But I used to sneak down and mess with my brother's equipment. So I would be down there taking an interest. Say, "Yo, what you doing? Don't scratch my records." You know what I'm saying? So, but I had this love for music, so that's why I was like, I think at some point I just want to buy something just for the crib, just for self.
Yeah, and to add on to that, um, speaking about doing going it full circle, you guys were also involved with a couple of the events that we hosted, specifically the one at Franklin and Stevens Park. Speak to us about that experience. Have you guys ever done like community events before, and what was that like? Working with the community and doing something right in public, just for our neighboring community of 610.
Yeah, I've done one church event. I think it was Union Baptist.
Oh, yep.
I've done one outside block party there, and another block party for I think on Six in Hamilton. It's a shelter. I
Mm.
believe that was there. Six in like Linden, between
Oh,
Linden
yep.
and True, somewhere around there. But yeah, those were the two that I've done before, and those was dope. Those were really dope because everybody come out,
Yep.
we playing different stuff for everybody, and touching different souls, and yeah, it's dope. Yeah.
You ever had any experience too? Like I know we had you like work with some of the kids and doing a little demo with them. Have you ever done that in the community with like teaching other people?
Not necessarily. I not in the community, but I do it sometimes that when I'm DJing parties. Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
sometimes the kids, they kind of run around, so I say, "All right, go ahead and do this a little bit."
Yeah. So would you be open to doing that? Like if somebody wanted to say, I want to book you to teach, because master class is big in these streets, right? But that's
Mhm.
digital. It's one thing to watch a video and mimic it, but it's a whole different story to like
touch it and feel
take
it.
somebody and be like, this is how you do it
Mm.
live and in person? Are you open to doing stuff like that to anybody who might be listening? Because it's a big thing. Like I say right now, education is one of the biggest commodity, but a lot of these schools are actually messing it up.
Mhm.
Right.
I know because I be inside of them. So
Yeah, I've thought of doing it. I just never put it all together.
Yeah.
One time I was doing like 1 hour sessions for like $25.
yeah.
Things like that. But yeah, no, it's a great idea for sure.
See, I might have to make it happen because I keep seeing all my old little Facebook posts, and I had one from 2014 before I started my doctorate, and I was like, we need a hip hop university, someplace where people could learn how to DJ, MC, b-boy, do art, things of that nature. And then now I know like Pendulum Inc. They got something for MCs, which I think is fire.
Hmm.
But I don't see nobody doing nothing for the turntable. It's not around here. I see it in
Mhm.
other areas, but
Yeah,
I feel like that could add another element to the culture. So who knows? Maybe Power 610 EDU might be coming soon.
Facts.
that'll be lit.
Yeah, for me, when I first started, I was doing a lot of community events just to like practice more. But when you guys reach out to me to do your event, I was so honored to do that. I was like, let's make it happen.
Yeah.
So like I love doing stuff like that, and definitely down the road, like I want to teach kids and be a role model for people, because there's been people that were role models for me to like really teach me and walk me through. And just because when you want to do something for the first time, you don't know the first step to take, and to have somebody that's been there and wants to hold your hand and kind of like teach you the basic is very important.
Word.
Yeah.
Yeah, and just seeing the reaction of the kids, just like either like whether they were on the DJ booth or when they were playing with the MPC and stuff like
Yep.
that, you could just see the reaction of them lighting up. Or just when we were telling them like, "Hey, do you want to try this out? Do you want to try something new that you haven't tried before?"
Yep.
Their faces just lit up with inspiration, and it's funny, but like sometimes we take that for granted because if we all had certain memories as kids that stick with us even till adulthood.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Facts,
Those
facts.
facts.
And so as little as that could mean to us, for them, that could stay with them until like they're an adult and be like, yo, you remember back in the day when we were Stevens and Franklin Park and
Right, right.
those
Oh,
guys came and then we were
guaranteed.
they were
Mhm.
DJing and all that.
Yeah.
They taught me how to rap. They let me beatbox. They did this. They did that, and it was right in my neighborhood.
Right, right. And so Nice is always talking about that, especially about empowering the culture. And we're really big on that on Power 610. So we really thank you guys for being part of that. And we got some stuff planned for this year as well, along the same lines. And we want to do it bigger and better.
Yeah, we definitely want to run it back, but do it even bigger than that. Because I always say like last year was the intro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's all that was. Like that was an appetizer.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. And kind of bringing it back as well. I think the coolest part about it is that, like you said, we have the two generations of DJs. Kind of speak about like your journey as a DJ of like when you started it out and then now from here, because we were even talking behind the scenes of like how you get your music catalog and then how you guys have to network between DJs to get
Yeah.
more music catalogs and things like that. So stuff like that could benefit someone that is just getting started. So kind of go a little bit deeper on that with the start of your musical journey from like now.
Yeah, because DJing is a community, which I think is
Yeah.
pretty dope.
And I think that's the very important part about the whole thing, because I didn't know where to get the music when I first started.
Mm.
I didn't know what equipment to get when I first started. I didn't know where to get booked for clubs.
Yeah,
You know
learn
what I
about
mean?
copyright and stuff,
Yeah,
right?
word of mouth is important, but at the same time, like that's why a lot of these older DJs in the area, they're trying to do like you guys do the
DJ Cafe.
DJ cafe
Yeah,
once
DJ
a
Cafe's
month.
dope.
That stuff is important because like you go there and you meet all kinds. That's where I met you. You meet all kinds of people and you network. Networking is super, super, super important for
Mhm.
DJing.
Yeah.
And I love that you mentioned that because something we've talked about quite a bit on this podcast, just in general, no matter who is sitting in these chairs, about how, you network to grow your net worth. Now,
Right.
a lot of times when I say net worth, people only thinking like monetary, right?
Yep.
But you're rich in perspective. You're rich in the people you connect with. You're
Mhm.
rich in the people. You're rich in the people you impact. You know what I mean? So all those things kind of go hand in hand. But tell us a little bit more about y'all journey, how you developed. Mike, just let us know about how that worked out.
So in the Bronx, my one friend Kelsey, he used to do hooky parties. Back in the day, they were called hooky parties. So basically, you cut school and go to a party. um, people would come, not to throw him under the bus, but that's my dude. They'll complain about his selection, and I'd be like, yo, K, play this instead. So I was doing that so often that eventually he's like, yo, you know what, you do it. So I did it. So back what he was using was CD, so we was just literally just playing one song to the next or whatever, and yeah. So from the hooky parties, we did parties like Friday, Saturday nights and stuff like that, different houses, and yeah, I stopped there like for a minute. Then I came to Pennsylvania, and eventually was able to afford my own turntables and really take it serious. With starting from turntables, and yeah, I don't know, just do my thing.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
you and I, like, we go way back, and the dope thing was, like, again, just like with a previous guest with my guy Tug,
Mhm.
who worked with me with the magazine. We was doing events right here at this beautiful building behind us.
Yeah.
So tell the people about how you ended up connecting with like LP and then arriving there, because that's how you and I met, was through LP.
Yeah. So LP was doing a lot of gigs. He was getting gigs on Craigslist. He was killing it. I remember I was starting to put gigs on Craigslist also. And I kept seeing his. I need a good DJ.com. It kept popping up. I was like, yo, I'm gonna reach out to him. And he started helping me out with finding gigs. He'll book me for a couple of parties, and then that's when we connected too. When we did your party, the magazine,
Yeah, Echo Live magazine.
Echo
Yeah.
Live, yeah.
Shout out to LP, Mr. I Need a Good DJ.
Oh yeah,
He was at the event too to show up and show
nah,
support.
that's one of the bros. He really one of the first dudes out here that gave me a big shot.
Yeah.
Him and Menace. So shout out
Yeah,
to DJ
word.
Menace too.
Word.
Yeah, word.
Mhm.
Menace is my guy.
Yeah, I just did a show with Menace for the first time, and I've been in this area forever. I've been DJing for a while.
Yeah.
Always heard about him, but it was an honor to actually meet him in person too.
Yeah, he's a
Mhm.
class act. He's super nice, very dope. He's done a few of my events. I've even connected with a lot of other people. We collabed on an event with Mike Frassetto for the United Youth Party for the Green Room.
Mm.
Had Menace come there and kill it. It was just amazing. So it's dope to see how that's all progressed over all this time as well. And now he's doing Reggae Fest every year, and then all the events he gets involved in. He was at Music Fest last year with Red McFly. Shout out to them as well. So
Mhm.
it's just amazing how, like, again, the networking can take you, and then your skills and your ability to move and impact the crowd can take you to a lot of places.
And it's funny because I think when people hear the word networking, they think of like people in business suits and just like shaking hands and stuff like that. Because like that's what will pop up in like a stock image. But
Yep.
like networking can just simply be just interacting with people. It could go down in the DMs as well.
Yeah.
Just connecting with people, figuring out like what you guys got in common,
Yep.
and how y'all can help each other out. Like a big
Yeah, I was gonna say I would call it more of a support network.
Mhm.
Yeah, because like one thing that Gary Vaynerchuk always says is like first you got to give value before you even ask for
Mhm.
Yep.
something from someone.
Yeah.
So that's like the perfect way to network. If like you're trying to connect with someone that may be in a better spot that you are in,
Yep.
figure out where you can create value for them, and then create that value, and then connect in that manner. So DJ Romeo, what coming up? Like I remember when we first met, it was through our boy Barry. So
Mhm.
shout out to my boy Barry.
Shout out Barry.
Mhm.
It was at the rooftop parties. And then from there, like we clicked, and it's been a vibe ever since. So tell me like how'd you get started in the mix, and now you've been moving a lot around, like even the corporate realm. Tell us how you've been moving around with that industry specifically.
So for me, I DJ'd for the first time like when I graduated from high school, like my senior year. The summer after senior year, this girl was having a party. She's like, "Oh, I heard you're like trying to DJ and stuff. Do you want to DJ?" I didn't have my own equipment, so this is a guy I used to rock with that had his. We used to go to his house all the time. So I was like, "Yo, I just got booked for a party. I don't know what I'm doing, but do you want to? Do you want to go? They just want music. Do you want to come DJ with me?" So we did that party, and then we just graduated, so everybody's having graduation parties.
Yeah.
So they were booking me, and I was literally learning how to DJ on the job.
That's dope.
And I did all that, DJing at home. You ask my family, like I would be playing music like late at night, just trying to perfect my crowd. And then my craft. And then like word of mouth is so powerful because people just started spreading the words. And then before you knew it, I did my first wedding. Right. And like I like to think of myself like specialize in weddings because like that's really what took me to the next level. And I've been getting booked with that. And then obviously with weddings, you have people that own businesses, and that's how you get that's how you get connected with the corporate. And one thing that I feel like set myself apart from everybody is like I literally, no matter if it's a small gig or a big gig, I post everything.
Nice.
Because in the social media world, if people don't see what you're doing, they don't know that you do it, and they can't book you.
Content and consistency.
Yeah, content. Like I post everything, I share everything, and I kind of have that connection with my followers too. And when they see somebody or hear somebody needs a DJ, they're like, "Oh, I just saw him post something the other day," and that's kind of how I've been growing my business. And then I got in with Lehigh Valley Health Network. I do they do like these it's called Impact Athlete. Oh, yeah. So they bring Jahan Dotson. They do like all these events. I'm pretty much their guy. It's not like an official thing, but like anytime they need somebody, they hit me up.
Yeah.
You know, like for
Get them to give you that label.
Yeah.
Official DJ of LVHN. It's going down. The LVHN mixtape. And if y'all see this, y'all got to pay me for that. Because I don't play.
Yeah, so with that, and then other corporate ADP saw that I do stuff like that. So
ADP mixtape coming soon, and y'all do owe me money.
So I've been
staffing y'all.
I've been doing the ADP stuff, and then I just like with other stuff that I'm working on, trying to do more of like my own stuff, but like kind of like we were talking about the Maxi Hotel coming in here. Yeah. I kind of want to be like the guy, like go in there.
Yo, I could see you, bro.
Yeah, we want to take care of the events. We have the crowd. We want to do all this stuff. So like that's kind of like my story with how I started. And sorry.
Yeah, no, continue, bro.
Shout out to all the like the older DJs that really helped me. Like I gotta give props to DJ June because he pretty much like when I first started, like I used to go to his house and he used to like literally hold my hand and teach me how. This is how you organize your crates. This is what you gotta do. And he helped me so much, and he got me in some of the clubs. Like he vouched for me. Like he's like, yeah, he got it. And then obviously you do a good job, and then you got to take care of it from there yourself.
Right.
You know?
Yeah,
that's that key element too. With like we're talking about networking, right? To me, so much of it is just being a good human, right?
Yep.
Doing what you said you're gonna do. So if someone's willing to be like, you know what, I'm gonna show you here. I'm willing to take you there. You know, doing what you say you're gonna do, and if you don't, you know, be willing enough to hold yourself accountable to like apologize or whatever. You know what I mean? Yeah. So like so much of that is just being a good person, and when you connect with people and they can sense that and they see you live up to what you say, like all the doors just start opening up for you. So I think that's like something that's happened with me. Why, you know, at my job they're always like, yo, you know everybody. And I'm like, I really don't, but I've been in a lot of different spaces, and I've been privileged to meet so many different people, or people just tell people about me. But most of the time, if you ask anyone like what I do, they don't know.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
I don't post about it.
One thing I like that what he said about his story is the fact that he booked the whole gig and he didn't even have the equipment.
Yep.
But he was resourceful.
Yep.
And that right there, is the key to like entrepreneurship, because like a lot of entrepreneurs, they just take the leap. They don't know like ABCs and stuff like that, like exactly how it's gonna go down, but they figure it out along the way, and sometimes it gotta be that way.
Well, that's what I call it. You take the leap and then you learn.
Yep.
Drop the L and then you earn.
Because I feel like a lot of people, what stops them from even trying something out is they get scared to even take that leap. They'll say like, nah, I don't got the latest equipment. I don't got the latest speakers. I don't got the latest mixer.
Analysis paralysis is another one.
Yeah. And
so because y'all talking about that, and I was talking about becoming a DJ, which one of y'all gonna let me lend the equipment so I could do this gig that I booked?
I got you.
See, look how easy that was.
No worries.
I could get a gig booked. I don't got one, but I already put it into existence.
Yeah, I'm gonna earn commission off of that.
No, you not.
At least you know you got
for the sale. You didn't put in on this. You can't get down on this.
Yeah.
You could be my photographer. I'll bring you in off that. I got proof that I did it.
Mhm.
You see, look, I'm trying to bring you money. Look at that.
I'll be in charge of the invoicing.
I would get you more money from photography than you'll get from my little percentage of DJing. You see that?
That's
I tried to
facts.
do better for you. You tried to sell yourself short.
Damn, that's
This
facts.
is why I'm a real big homie.
That's true. That's true. No, but funny enough, like all jokes aside though, something similar happened with me and Nyce because like before, like I always tell this story, and we always tell this story with anybody that we meet, and we get in the topic about networking is the fact that Nyce really put me on to moving around into business spaces because back in high school, they didn't have any type of like business programs or anything like that that really taught you networking and how to really move around in these spaces.
Mhm.
And Nyce literally like started taking me to events with him, introducing me to people as a student, and then eventually he was like, "Look, you just gotta go, start going to these events alone, and then see how it goes." Because then once you know one person, you start meeting like going around the same circles, and you start seeing familiar faces, and those
Yeah.
strangers start turning into familiar faces. So that's the dope part about networking, and like just growing overall because then start becoming that familiar face, whether it's on the flyer, whether it's at the event,
Yeah.
and your name starts getting thrown all over the place for a positive reason, which is
Mhm.
your art.
Facts. Big facts. And I think is the key when you get somewhere, be willing to take somebody with you. Like again, all that stuff, it was never really part of my job, but I know how important it is as an educator that they're not covered in these classes. And I work at, at that time I worked at a smaller college and now I work at a university and they don't cover these things. And so I'm always like, yeah, I might have taught you something in class or I might know you from a program outside of this particular class, but I'm already gonna be here. This ain't something I'm being paid for, but I know I'm not a subject professor. I'm a life professor. So anywhere I'm out, I'm trying to give somebody something that they could use for life no matter where they go. So it's
the
like, well, I'm already
gems.
gonna be here. Just see me there. Don't be
Mhm.
afraid. You already know one person there. If there's 1,000 people, if there's 500 people, if there's 200 people, you already know one person. And sometimes that's all it takes.
Facts. Facts.
Yeah. And so another thing that both of you have in common is Music Fest as well. So kind of tell us about your experience with Music Fest and how you came across it because Music Fest around this area is one of the biggest music events that we have here,
If not the biggest.
if not the biggest.
Yeah.
And so like having yourself being in the music scene and having your name out there definitely like gets you established from the get.
Yeah, I've done the gig there with uh, a group. They're called Grupo Sin Límite. Shout out to them.
My boy Sin Limite.
Yeah,
Hey.
yeah, they sick with it, man.
They brothers.
Yeah, they really do the thing. Stage presence. They got it all.
A lot of energy.
And so I was their DJ this past music fest.
I was there.
Yeah. So yeah, it was good times, good vibes for sure. So yeah, that was music fest for me. I think I did something with, oh, no, not with Jamal yet, but we'll get that in eventually. Yeah,
Speaking into existence.
yeah.
For sure.
For me, for the longest time since I've been DJing, I've always wanted to DJ at Music Fest, and there's so many loops to try to get connected with somebody. But like this 2023, there's this this lady that reached out to me. Her name's Cindy. She's very like persistent. Like she's like a boss lady. She like pushes for what she wants.
She make it happen.
Yeah, she make it happen. And like I got in there because of Afrobeat, because you know me, like I'm a Afrobeat, like that's my culture. So I'm always trying to push it. And she reached out to me. She's like, "You're the only one that I know in this area that's like pushing the culture. We are trying to get you guys to do Music Fest. Do you know anybody else that you want to bring out?" And I know my boy on MC Chiboy, like his energy is like vibe. So I wanted to make an impact for the first time. So I got him, me, on DJ pairing, and we rocked it. And Music Fest made me realize there's so many African in the area. They just don't know where to go or
Right.
Yep.
and it was, I think that's like my top gig. And we're running it back this
I hear
year.
that.
We're running
it's
it
only
back.
Right to run it back. One
Yep.
time for the one time.
Yeah.
I am curious though, because me as a cultural enthusiast, I came up in the mixtape era. So, I used to buy a lot of mixtapes out here. Shout out to the Underground Set and the fellas that ran that back in the day as a teenager. I moved to New York, went to Queens. I lived in Queens. I'd always be in Jamaica buying mad mixtapes from all the stores, and like the DJs were so important to the mixtape era,
Yep.
and they developed a name for themselves. And hosting and having different artists host along with them. Have either one of y'all ever hosted or curated a mixtape, whether major artists that you just kind of pulled music from and made like a mix or what's the DJ thing online? Like I know with SoundCloud you can put together a
Mhm.
list. Have you guys ever done anything like that, whether with actual artists or anything like that?
I don't think I have. I came close to doing it, but it never happened. But yeah, that'll be dope to do absolutely.
Yeah, I want to see that come back. To be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't done anything like that, but I do mixes. Like I did it during the pandemic. Like I was crazy with it. I was
I
like
hear that.
making a bunch of mixes, but then it died down because I got busy.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to bring it back again because especially for the Afrobeat, like I'm trying to do like an Afrobeat because people are learning about it.
Yep.
So I feel like people are really gonna learn a lot from the mixes
Mm-hmm.
because they can listen to it. They can, oh, yo, what's this song that he had on the
Yeah.
mix?
Yep.
Right.
And my next mix is gonna be a Burna Boy mix, like all
Yeah.
Burna Boy,
Burna Boy is tough.
all his hits.
Yeah.
Afrobeat's starting to come into the pop scene too, because a lot of the new songs that are hits
Mhm.
are Afro beats.
Burna Boy, he just sold out. What was it? The Giant Stadium.
Yeah.
He's selling out everywhere, bro. He sold out in Canada before Beyonce. So like
Yeah.
Major.
he's getting
there.
he's huge, man.
Mhm.
Yeah, and out here, I love that. Last summer, DJ Bez Music, shout out to him. And
That's my guy right
EA
there.
Bucks.
Yeah.
They collabed on
Mm.
his mixtape.
Mhm.
And I thought that was dope because I haven't seen that in a while.
Facts,
And it was
facts.
dope because Bucks was out there at Stevens Park as well performing and talking to the crowd and inspiring them. I thought it was really dope. That shout out to our guy Tony Ortiz from the I When I
Hey.
Lose podcast, where he brought his son out there, and then his son saw Bucks perform, saw you DJing,
Yeah.
saw Meltdown doing the production, and then Tony texted me later talking about his son like wrote something and wanted to record right away. So that
Wow.
quick, the same night, how quickly things evolve. But to
Mm.
bring it full circle, I'd love to see more DJs out here collab with an artist and get back to that hosting because it's to me you guys do such a great job at curating music and parties, but I'd like to hear that host
Mhm.
element, and
Yeah.
we're seeing that too because DJ Drama's been busy again.
Mhm.
Yeah.
He dropped a lot of huge mixtapes. You know what I mean? So I like that that's coming back, and I'd love to see that come out here as well because there's a lot of good artists I feel like that have been like stepping it up. But
That's interesting you say that because I think it was like a year, like it might have been 2023. I reached out to Bez because there's a lot of local artists out here too that as DJs, it's our job to kind of like put them out there. So I was like, yo, we should do an artist showcase. So like that's something that like I'm waiting to like make that happen. So maybe I'll reach out to him again and do like an artist showcase and get a bunch of artists in the area.
Word, Romeo. That's super dope. We expect a lot coming from you guys. And so speaking of which, now that it's January, people are talking about their New Year's resolution. In your career, do you guys have a couple of goals for 2024, or what can we expect from y'all?
I mean, for me, definitely, like I said earlier, I want to run back Music Fest. That's on my list. That's like number one goal circled. And then for me, for my weddings, I want to like kind of venture out more towards Philly and Jersey, places like that, because that's where it's at.
Atlantic City.
Yeah, Atlanta City.
Hey.
Ooh, that reminds me, yo, I want to do a beach bar. Like
Oh man,
That's-
yo,
that's been on my list for a long time. So a beach bar it'll be a success for me for this year.
bro, I
I
don't
like Bug Nasty's done a few of those down in Florida. Shout
Yeah.
out to DJ Bug Nasty. That's my
dog.
guy.
You do that,
Yeah,
I'll fly
bro.
out.
Yeah, I'm-
Yo, call him on that because he be capping.
it might
he
happen,
know.
man. It might
He
happen.
knows.
I don't know that you got to fly out to AC though.
No, you just drive. You can come with me. You can come with me.
Yeah, I'll be in there. I'll be in there.
Yes.
Yeah, with me is pretty much the same thing. Expand out more to like Philadelphia area.
Hey,
Philly's super busy, so there's a lot of
Word.
things going on out there. So yeah,
yeah, I feel like we're in the perfect spot, like the tri-state. Just being so close to New York, so close to Philly, so close to New Jersey, like major spots and major cities where a lot of stuff be going down.
Yeah, I mean, everything's accessible. Like the one thing I'm always saying is that you got a cell phone. Like
Yeah.
that'll take you everywhere. You can
Mhm.
reach out to anyone anywhere. You can see and look who's the promoter on the flyer and
Mm.
put
Yeah.
yourself in position. I'm saying, and people are accessible. A lot of time it's just asking. Like it's that simple.
Yep.
Yeah. So
Makes sense. Yeah.
But
one of
part of the thing with me asking you guys about like the mixtape, we're always talking about we have an Empower 610 playlist on Spotify. We're always thinking about how can we empower, different types of creatives. So what up? Y'all want to host an Empower 610 mixtape this year? What up?
Absolutely.
I'm with it. I'm with
Putting
it.
y'all on the spot, B.
I'm with it. I'm with it. I like the pressure, so I'm down for whatever.
y'all
So,
heard.
so that means you're already down
I'm down.
to make a beat,
Oh,
Yeah.
right?
I'm
You said
promising
by the
a
end of
lot.
the year.
I'm promising a lot.
Yeah, the accountability podcast loaded on your head, brother. It's all love though, but I think it would be dope at some point to him and I talked about it quite a bit from when we started this whole podcast and then being involved on the music scene. But we felt like it would be dope at some point to take all this like creative energy and dialogue and put it into like other ways. So
Mhm.
Yeah, and all the elements of hip hop, and then bringing them together, especially in our community, because I feel like for the longest, like the local hip hop scene was divided, and until recently, like now you're starting to see a little bit more unity. You saw it at our hip hop events
yeah,
as well with the creatives, a lot more collaboration versus just competition.
yeah,
And hip hop is competition is fun, but at the same time, some of the best music collabs like
Mm,
happened because artists got together, and it just wasn't just one artist.
that's a
you know
fact.
what? I want to go off the cuff here because I see this meme going around on the internet, and I
Mm.
have a twisted perception on things. But the meme says, um, "Competition happens at the bottom because the people at the top are collaborating."
Hey,
What do y'all think about that?
I believe it's true. You know, people do more together than broken apart. And
Yeah.
so yeah, that's why they have what's called divide and conquer, and it's not a good thing.
And the people at the top, obviously, they did it right to get up there, and you can't go nowhere if you don't have like support system or a group of people to help you to the top. So that's a very powerful meme.
What about you?
well, yeah, I agree because like you even see it with the big corporations. Because at one point, Microsoft would have went out of business without Apple. As much as people do the whole like Android versus like iPhone or PC
I thought it
versus
was the other
Mac.
way around. I
Mm.
thought it was Apple had an issue and Bill Gates bailed them out.
Was
We'll
it?
have to fact check that.
We'll fact check
One
it.
of us is probably wrong, but
Yeah, actually, honestly, I might be wrong.
I could be wrong too because it is an interesting story, and I remember like watching videos and reading about it, and I was like compelled by it because they were rivalries, right? But I
Right.
knew one of them bailed out the other one.
Yeah, yeah, but
So
that's the whole point of it is the fact that like even it's kind of like the Joker and Batman, like
mhm.
being like the villain and the hero. Without the villain, the hero wouldn't be as big. So that's my comparison. So I definitely agree with that.
But I
And
feel like you're making my point because I don't agree with it.
you don't agree with it.
No, I feel like everyone's agreeable because in theory, collaboration sounds beautiful. What would happen? Let's start with sports. Imagine Michael Jordan collaborating with Isaiah Thomas. We don't get real Jordan. Think
Yeah.
about it,
Hmm.
right? So, as much as we like to think in theory, collaboration is healthy. I promise you, I'm all for collaborating. Not everyone's meant to collaborate. Competition, having a villain, makes people rise to the occasion
true.
or somebody crumbles.
Mhm.
If we didn't have competition, some people wouldn't actually rise to the occasion because there's no threat. I read this quote, I forgot who said it, but it said, if you don't have a villain that's coming for you, create one. Because when you're in survival mode, your creation's different. So that's why I'm like, I love it, but I feel like people are jumping on it for like the wrong reasons.
I
I
feel
don't
like
mind competing though, but I do love to collab. But I don't mind having competitive energy.
People are
I
jumping on
like
it.
smoke.
Yeah. People are jumping on it for like the easy
Yeah.
way out, pretty much.
Because I think there's truth to it. Like in theory, if we could all be harmonious, but Coke and Pepsi will never do a collab.
that would be fire though.
They will literally. Geez, imagine the clown of McDonald's collaborating with the king from Burger King. You will never see it happen.
It'll be different.
Oh my God, you know what? How
Yeah.
about Nike does a collab with Reebok? It will never happen. So
Never say never.
competition is healthy. I
It's
literally just said
necessary.
never.
It's necessary.
Mhm.
I see what
I
you
feel
mean.
yeah, I feel like both of them are like both of them are necessary in certain situations.
Yeah, I agree.
So
wholeheartedly.
it's a situational. I also feel like Nyce be trying to be the hip hop Thanos because he just set us all up and just said your ideas.
No, I was curious because I keep
Just kidding.
He said collaborate.
I was like, nah, yeah. I just love alternative perspectives, and the internet's having too much fun with that one. I don't care to argue with people on the internet. 'Cause I don't got time for that. I'd rather argue like here. Like if someone wants to come here and argue me about it, cool.
Nah,
That's
yeah.
cute. But I feel like as much as I love to collab, competition is healthy just as much.
Mhm.
Nah, definitely. I all jokes aside, like that's something I appreciate you about you as well as the fact that you always have like a different way of thinking, and sometimes you make me think from a different perspective. So I like having like people like you around because it opens up your perspective of things as well. So
Yeah, I honestly think it's a gift and a curse because sometimes I observe some like weird, random, or jacked up shit, and then part of me understands the psychology how someone arrived there, and I'm like, you know what?
yeah,
I could rationalize that. I don't agree with it, but I could rationalize how you landed there, and a lot of it just be motherfuckers be mad emotional.
yeah, bro. People be soft these days, but we not getting into that.
But yeah, but I think I like healthy competition. I don't like violent competition. Like unless it's boxing. Like I love to watch boxing and
Yeah.
sports. But I like when people battle rap. Like they be talking crazy to each other. But a lot of them be cool for the most part. Or
Yeah.
same thing with DJ battles. Like
It-
DJ battles be fire, but it makes people
step
when
it
you
up.
are challenged
Yeah,
and you know that person, you're like, nah, I'm gonna try to outdo them. That
Yeah.
forces innovation.
Absol-
Competition
That's true.
forces innovation. So that's
Exactly.
why we had the Microsoft and Apple wars and Steve Jobs getting pushed down, him having to come back, and he focused on product, less on large expansion, and then he controlled. Like you couldn't buy an Apple that wasn't at an Apple store for mad long. It's like, no, I want to control my shit because I don't want to be next to that mid shit over there.
Mhm.
Control is a good variable.
yeah, for sure. So one of the questions that we always ask on the podcast here, from all our guests, is that if you met yourself on an elevator and it was you 10 years ago, what would you tell yourself in that elevator? So we'll start with you, Mike Nyce.
I would say, life is a journey. Definitely take your time, but don't take your time, if that makes sense. And yeah, just definitely just like what I was just mentioning about emotion. Don't take things too personally. And just get through things one step at a time.
Facts.
Hmm.
How about you, Romeo?
And for me, I would say just don't be afraid to take chances. Just jump. Just put yourself like the story I told you. Like I didn't have any equipment. I could have easily got out of it and been like, I don't have any equipment. Sorry. I was like,
Right.
you know what? I'm gonna reach out and try to see what I can do. So I would just tell myself, just take every chance, take every possibility. Like don't be afraid to fail.
Yeah.
Right. 'Cause
Take action. Take action.
Yeah.
behind every failure, there's a lesson.
Mhm.
I like to say risk takers get all the rewards.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that's a I feel like that's an important one.
And it,
Um,
and it's crazy because if you think about like, what if he didn't take that risk, right?
Mhm.
How different his life would have been now.
Mhm.
Like, he wouldn't have done any of these events, or maybe not even DJ'd. He
Yep.
would have been
Yeah,
doing something
word.
else.
where one day I'm gonna tell you all the crazy risks I done took. People would think I was absolutely insane.
Yeah.
Everyone thinks I'm safe. I'm reckless,
Mhm.
very reckless, in a good way, calculated reckless. Let me not talk too crazy, but
Calculated risk.
We got him.
yo, you're the copy paste killer. Like, you're like a whole plagiarist. How you be trying to plagiarize my content? That's crazy.
Hey man, good artists create, great artists steal.
Yeah, and get killed. Go ahead, whatever you say, I'm gonna find a way to flip it. That's what I do. I'm a flipologist.
So where can the people follow you, and do you have any upcoming events that you would like to promote?
Gang.
You can follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Well, I always say Snapchat. I don't even use it. Twitter's not even a thing. It's called X now. But yeah, it's DJ Mike Nyce, DJ MikeNYCE.
The Nyce and Nice mixtape coming soon.
Word.
Mm.
And I got a gig on Thursdays is at Stooges. I'm there like every Thursday. It's
Hey,
college night. It's pretty dope. And then I kind of be jumping around. So Saturday, I'm not sure what I'm doing, but I'm booked. And then Sunday we do a brunch at Stoke Pizza in Easton, from 1 to 5. Nice chill vibe, good times, good vibes. And then we got the DJ Cafe every last Sunday of the month. That goes from 3 p.m. to 8 p.m. And yeah, me and my boy DJ Johnny Quest, we do that for all the DJs, and just for us to collab and DJ. You know what I mean? So yeah.
yes, sir.
So for me, you can find me on Instagram. I'm very active on Instagram. So it's DJ Romeo G _ on Instagram, and I also own. I'm part owner at Friends Lehigh Valley. So we do a lot
Gang.
of
What's up?
dance hall, Caribbean, Afrobeat events, and then I have V Live, which we just did an event at Dime
Hey.
New Year's Eve.
Mm.
So V Live is more of like a upscale kind of dress up, show out kind of spot.
Let's go.
And then Facebook is just Romeo Gay, and then on Snapchat is on DJ Romeo G _ I'm kind of getting around to TikTok. I'll be posting stuff on there, but it is what it is. But yeah, that's where you can find me. I'm in the area. Oh, I forgot my big company. So I own DJ Romeo G birthday weddings and more. So that's more of like
Let's go.
my corporate, my wedding events and stuff like that. I'm working on a website right now
Mm.
to just kind of put it in front of the right clients.
Let's go.
Nice,
There you go.
nice.
Yeah, for sure. So you guys better follow these two. If you guys are looking for a good time, make sure you go check them out. And you're having a good time. They're probably being the DJ of the event. You feel me?
Mhm.
Yeah, word. Also, people need to make sure they subscribe because this guy, weirdo over here, is always having staring contests with the guests. A little uncomfortable, but please
Facts.
make sure y'all like, share, subscribe if you're feeling the vibes.
Yes, sir. Catch another episode of Empower 610. Turn on those notifications, subscribe, and we out.